2000.
Yes. Someone wrote in with a question and said, I don't know if you can answer this or not, but how do I find poly people that know how to be transparent and honest? I've been wondering. This is Reid from readaboutsex.com.
Cathy Vartuli from theintimacydojo.com.
It's a great question.
Yeah, it is. It's not just poly. It's like, how do you find people who are transparent and honest to begin with? And now we go down the rabbit hole of, well, what do you mean by transparent and honesty? And if you ask me a question, you surprised me, and I got scared and I lied to you, but then I cleaned it up. Is that like honesty still? Is that okay? What kind of lies constitute lies or dishonesty versus, oh, yeah, that's a human thing. And you cleaned it up, so I can trust you more. So that means you're more honest? Or is the honest person only the person who's never told a lie? Maybe you could actually start these conversations with people as a means of getting to know them, to see, to assess. Are they the people you seek?
I like role modeling too. I try to be authentic as much as I can. And the other day we were at a conference, and at the moment I kind of panicked and I didn't tell you what I really thought. And then I did. So as soon as that session ended, I asked you if you had a minute, and I cleaned it up.
She's not transparent or honest.
Yes. But I didn't feel like it was important enough to let's leave the session. So I like to role model it with my friends, and I know some of them are a little taken aback, where no, I really don't want to go to that restaurant. I want to be I don't like it when you do this, or just start being more open with people and requesting different things. At first there was an awkwardness, but I think that the friends that I remained close with started going, oh, this is kind of cool. I can trust Cathy to say what she wants. And my closest friends are people that will tell me, even if they know I'll be disappointed. And I know that if I ask them something, if I ask my friend Rick, I say, hey, do you want to do this? He's going to tell me the truth. He's not going to do it because I don't have to worry about him just suffering through. And I do have friends where I'm I'm not really sure they're here because they want to be here. And that's not really comfortable. So role modeling it is a big thing.
Yeah. I don't know the immediate answer to where do you find them. You have to do the legwork to find them. It's not like there's a transparent and honesty, bubble somewhere in the world where that's where all of the people end up being.
No, but there's certain programs, Radical Honesty, Landmark. There's some things that kind of emphasize being more authentic about. So looking for authentic relating games, places that teach boundaries and consent.
People who are drawn to deconstructing and working on real and healthy relationships that require transparent honesty, how you forgive people and rebuild trust once it's broken. Basically relationship nerds and the people in the poly world who, there are as many people doing poly horribly wrong as there are people who are doing monogamy horribly wrong.
It just, with poly, it gets more complicated faster.
You have more people to be accountable to. So maybe we expose the traitor faster. But at the same time, we have all been raised in cultures that encourage lying or not hurting people's feelings. And so we fib, or we have shame, so we don't own up to stuff, or we weren't really even taught to understand what it is we want. So again, this is complex because you're dealing with relationships and human beings. The answer seems to be one, how can you develop the skill so you're role modeling? And then two, how do you have these conversations with people so that you can start to assess who people are, and then do they show up, for the most part, being who they say they are?
Yeah. And one of the easiest ways I've actually, it's not simple, but it's the easiest way I found is to create people like that. And I don't mean build them in a workshop.
Have babies?
No. I don't advocate that unless you really want to have one.
Cathy's not a breeder.
No. I like to borrow them and teach them bad things and give them back.
You've said that now on YouTube.
For short periods of time, but I teach them bad words and give them sugar, so you probably don't want to give them to me.
She's being transparent now.
Yes. No, but I don't mean it in an arrogant way, but when I was in Dallas, there wasn't a big community of anything. Like there's a big poly community, but it was a mixture of things. I was having trouble meeting the kind of people I wanted to hang out with.
And this is years ago too, right?
So
Dallas
it
has
changed
been changing.
a lot. Yeah, no, it's changed a lot. But at that time, I was having trouble finding those people. So I started a group where we actually taught those things. Like we went over exercises or brought people in, and we taught those things to the community. And the people that were interested in that naturally gravitated to it. And it started small. Some of my first ones had 2 or 3 people at them. But over time, it came, like, most of them sold out. And I started building a community of people I wanted to hang around with. They were geeks about the very thing I was and would call me on my stuff too. And that was beautiful.
Yeah. So again, like Landmark Education is a great place to find people who are trying to work on transparency and integrity. The book Radical Honesty.
Yeah.
Maybe there's meetups, or you form a book club about transparent poly.
There's authentic relating games. Some people run
the AMP
own.
Project, the Authentic Man Project, and the Authentic World Project. Again, you can do the research to find those groups that are nerding out on those things, and you can build and start your own group or meetup or online group to see who's drawn to that. Go to poly threads on Facebook, poly groups on Facebook, and start a thread and see who's drawn to that, and then use those connections to see who's in your area locally that you can start to meet up with and start building your community of friends. Use community as a way to meet people and get your human needs met, and then out of your community, look for people that you want to date. Or use your community to help find you people to date.
Bring them to me.
So that it's not this blind crapshoot that happens where you're on Tinder trying to just pick people that look right,
and you have no idea
and you don't know
authentic.
what their skill sets are. Yeah. That's what I would do. I'm a big fan of using online to leverage in-person stuff. You can also go to conferences and seminars where people like that are gathering. There's a lot of poly conferences and sex educator geeky type things going on around the world.
You can also, Reid has difficult conversation formula, which is a great way to start being authentic. Pass it out to all your friends and see who geeks out on it.
Yeah, and that's at readaboutsex.com/convo, CONVO.
It's a great tool.
Leave some comments.
Thanks for tuning in, Sex Geek. If you would like to continue with the brain sex, do me a favor and click subscribe right here. If you'd like to watch me on social media, that's where you're going to go. Next video, maybe? And if you really would like your own Sex Geek t-shirt, please click right here, right now. Boop. No, really, like...